Good morning. Good morning. It's Rob and Checkers. We're in Conroe again. Ooh, we got a duck chasing us. I hope he's not after my... Get out of here. Go, go, go. Might be after my lure. Go. Get out of here. Go. I don't know if ducks dive for lures or not, but I don't want that happening. Go. We'll race them out of here. Man, they want to follow me like really bad. That's weird. Never seen that before. I'm kind of a long ways from wherever the ducks hang out, too. So what I'll do is I'll drop this line down, get it so they can't reach it. That would have been a better idea. Okay, I gotta turn my... There we go. We'll go down to 8 feet. They're still following us. In fact, they're coming hard and fast. Can you see those ducks in the camera? No, you can't because I don't have the right shot. Now, look at these things. That is weird. I've never seen that before. Get out of here. Checkers, you got to scare these ducks away. That is so weird. They're like dolphins. So we got a mom and a dad. I wonder, male and a female. I'm going 1.5 miles an hour and they're catching me. Or they're staying with us anyway. So we're in Conroe, Texas, Lake Conroe. It's a beautiful day, Saturday morning. Got a lot of boat projects done yesterday. Mounted this trolling motor back here that I'm going to use for, eventually I want to put my live scope on it. And then it's my stern thruster for when I go on the Great Loop. It's also an auxiliary motor in case I have problems. Of course I have a 60 horse, I have 2 trolling motors and 2 sails, so I should be good. But all of that double protection is coming from trauma. Where'd the ducks go? Okay, what'd they do? Catch me and go on the wrong side? Did they fly or what? Thought I just heard one. Huh. Well, they must be gone. They must have flew. I did not hear them or see them. They better not be underwater. Okay, I think I can slow down now. Okay. We got Checkers right here. He's in his favorite spot. Okay, I had the trolling motor set up because I was trying to catch some bait fish this morning. Not the trolling motor, the orientation of the live scope. Let's do live scope for a while. So our 5-pound live downrigger ball, weight ball, is down at 8.5, 9 feet. And we're in, I gotta go to auto on my depth. There we go. Okay, so we're in 18 feet of water, and I'm down 10 feet, 9 feet. So I could actually go a little bit more. So you should be able to see that ball drop. I'm down to 12 feet now. But I don't want to go too close to this shore over here because I lost the lure there once. So I installed this trolling motor yesterday. It's a housewing Chinese. It's pretty decent. It doesn't automatically deploy and retrieve like my Minn Kota does. And it's a 55 foot-pound 12 volt. And I got the 12 volt battery right down here. But I don't have my extension cord, which I'm hoping is at home, to actually plug it in. If I bring the battery up and put it right here and plug it in, it works fine. And I actually could, no, I can't do that because I can't lower it far enough. I can't get it into the water with the short cord. So right when I said I'm not going close to shore, I go close to shore. So let's head for the center here. Let's go to traditional view on that one and side view. Okay, so the plan for today changed. I didn't put it on camera because I'm too embarrassed, but I was out a little early. I got out, what time is it now? It's 10:30. I probably got out about 9:30, and I went out in front of my marina, and I started basically practicing throwing my net to try to catch live bait, because I want to go for the hybrid bass in this lake, and they bite best on live bait. So, but what I did practice doing was fishing from the front with a spinning reel and a lure, and I also practiced throwing the net from the front and doing both while I'm controlling the trolling motor with my remote. Now the other thing that I tested was putting my live scope. There's a big ball of bait fish that would look really good in my net on the live scope right now. Anyway, I did okay. I just didn't catch any. And I had my live scope on my phone here on my chest, and then I have a wireless transmitter in my bag here but the live scope view, the helm view from active captain kept dropping. So I couldn't look for bait with the live scope when I'm standing up in front. That's the goal. I want to be able to look for bait and fish with the live scope on my phone on my chest. But for some reason, it just kept dropping, and maybe it has something to do with the wireless connection. So that's why right now I have the phone connected via HDMI to my streaming system, and it's not dropping right now. But it was dropping constantly, like it wasn't even usable with the wireless connection. So just got to keep trying different things and practicing and testing. I have a rather complicated system here, so it's going to take some getting used to, like this frickin' thing. I got to call Insta360 or send them a message. How do I lock that view? It keeps wandering off, and I have to keep bringing it back, and it's not even easy to bring it back. Excuse me. Here I am, closer to shore than I want to be again. So I'm hoping chat works. And if everything's working, then I'll be able to hear it from my computer down below. So if there's anybody lurking in there, if you could just give me a hello or something, just so I know my chat is working. I'm going to go down a little bit more. I'll go down to 13 feet. Now this camera on my face is a Sony 3000. So the wind is supposed to get up to about 7 miles an hour today. That'll be just about perfect for, it's coming out of the south. Is it? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much out of the south. So what I'll do is I'll troll to the corner of the lake over here where the dam is. And then I'll turn and pull the jib sail out, and then I'll sail troll. Now this trolling is not super effective, or at least I'm not very good at it, one or the other. I do catch probably an average of 1 fish per trip, probably average of 1. I've had some where I caught none, and I've had quite a few where I caught 2. And maybe 1 out of every 3 that I catch is smaller than I want to keep, so I throw them back, mostly catfish. But I've caught freshwater drum, and that was a bigger one, and I ate it. And then I caught 1 striped bass that wasn't legal. But some of these fishing guides go out, and I'm telling you, they come back with their limit on these striped bass, and they're all big. So they must be throwing a lot back also. So I just got to learn how to fish them. put this around my neck now that I don't have my phone and everything here. Now, did I shut this off? I can actually take this off my body, but no, I didn't. So let's shut this off. I'm going to leave it on because I might want to use it again later. In fact, for sure I will. Because now that my live scope is holding good on my phone, I'm going to want to try catching some bait again later. So we can see my dagger bore up there, I think, in the live scope. So the white mark at 0 in the center of the screen at the top is my motor. And then, but over at 4 feet forward, nah, it's not 4 feet. It's more like, nah, that's not my dagger board. I guess that was nothing. Good morning. I'm working on it. But I would check in with Jack if you rather than wait for me. There's Checkers. We're still streaming, right? Yeah. How you doing there, buddy? My Checkers. You doing okay? You want to get over to your spot, right? Okay. I understand. Checkers language. I think I'm going to go a little faster. Can you believe that shit? It just doesn't respond very well. When you move your finger on the screen, it goes a different way. Okay, I want to watch where they go. Because Jack knows where to go to get the striped bass. Okay, we're going a little over a mile an hour. I'm going to go a little faster because I'm going to have to start reducing my streaming time to 3 hours at a crack, because none of my softwares will take I got one software that will take a video that's 3 hours long and process it, so I can upload it and I can edit it. But I got two other, I got two other ones that I use where you can't even upload it. Okay, how fast are we going now? 1.1. Let's pick it up even more. We're at 4.5. Now we're at, oh wait, no wonder, I'm going the wrong button. Okay, now we're at 5.5. And it's picking up speed. What is this boat doing up here? Okay. I can go down about another foot, about another 2 feet. I'm trying to stay 10 feet off the bottom because I just don't want any snags. If I catch a fish, great. If I don't, I'm not out here trying to break fishing records. Although when you're live streaming, it would be better to catch fish. So I can't be too patient on that. So I'm going to go around the other side of this boat. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, 25 feet of water. Our ball is at 15 feet. It's 3 feet behind the boat. There they go. Okay, I think I'm going to, I want to put the autopilot on. I want to go check the stream downstairs to make sure my chat's working. My voice chat is working. Wow, it's extra hot down here. So wow, we're getting 230 amps or watts of solar And we're using 160. Okay, nobody's chatted. Let's just double check. Okay, that looks like it should work.
What's up, streamer? I really love the content you are streaming and I can see that you don't get active followers on your channel. I can help you with that by growing your channel to get an active 1,000 followers organically with 100 viewers per stream and start hearing some subs on your channel to get verified within 3 weeks and start earning $25 per hour. If you are interested, add me on Discord to discuss more. Samuel_expert.
Hey Samuel, are you a bot or are you a person? I'm sure you're a bot. Anyway, I bet you I have to go into settings and turn the bots off every time. Because I had them off last time and I didn't get any. Okay, we're going 1.3 miles an hour. So LiveScope's working really good on my phone, connected direct, HDMI. But it didn't work worth a shit with my wireless setup. You know what? I bet you I could start sailing about now. I'd like to do that because then I could get back earlier. I'm gonna do that. Now, to set up the sails, I'm going to go to one single camera so that hopefully you'll be able to see my hands and what I'm doing better. Okay, here we go. Step one is pull the sheets out of the locks. This will be the starboard sheet. This will be the port sheet. Oh boy, I gotta go up there and fix that before it falls in the water. I don't want that in my trolling motor. Okay. Okay, there's that sheet. Now we'll unlatch that and we'll pull some sail out. For today, probably gonna go about 2/3 of the way out. That should give me the speed with this wind that I'm looking for. That wasn't what I wanted. Sorry, checkers. Okay, let's get her downwind. Okay. Now, we can shut the trolling motor off, hopefully. Oop. Lost our... Okay, now we can go back to this. All right, so sails are out, or sail is out. Look at that shit. It is unfrickin' believable. Okay, so if I go down, it goes left. If I go up, it goes left. There. Okay, so we're going 1.2. We're in 30 feet of water, and I'm at 15 feet. So I can go down about 8 feet. There we go. And then this guy, I should probably let some more line out. I gotta find a good method of loading line on reels myself. So I usually try to buy the round reels, and I put a screwdriver in them, and I put a vice grip on the screwdriver to kind of real close, kind of tight against the reel to give it some load, and then I wind my line onto my reel. So there's a little bit of a drag, and it's probably not enough of a drag to get it to wrap properly, and it's probably an uneven drag, like it kind of skips every once in a while. I keep my finger on it also, trying to put some tension or maintain tension, but that doesn't seem to be enough either. So, funny thing, this reel, it bird cages so easy, it's almost hard to believe. It bird cages without spinning. In other words, what I think is happening is the line is way too loose on there, and it gets buried. I did overspin it and bird cage it once just the other day, where the line had gone down into the roll of line, so that it was kind of bound, and it was hard to pull it out, and then all of a sudden it popped to the top, and it bird caged. Okay, I gotta watch the depth, because not somewhere in here, all of a sudden the depth starts getting shallow fast. So we're going 1.2. That's a decent speed for trolling. big ass fish down there below my lure. Beautiful out here. Can you see the sail? There we go. I'm going to lower this down so I can see better. Jesus Christ. It's almost acting like I got a fish. So I'm at 1.5, so I think that's probably, yeah, there's no fish on there. No fish on this one. So I'm going to run through, maybe just for me, everything that I've got working on this boat. And maybe a little bit about the troubles I've had. So the way I mounted my trolling motor was difficult. I had to fabricate a bracket out of A36 steel, and I got it galvanized later after I was all done. But it's like an L with a step. So there's a flat plate that's like a triangle up on the nose, and that flat plate really serves three functions. One, my anchor roller is mounted to it, and I was able to mount my anchor roller further out because I extended that triangle out a little bit past where it normally mounts, the anchor roller. So I get that out a little further so I can put a bigger anchor on it. Then on the right side, on the starboard side, I put two slots so that I can put my anchors in. I got two anchors, a 22-pounder and a 15-pounder. I can stand them up on that side and tie them up to my stanchion rail. And what that does is it gives me a place to store the anchors. And I can actually, the way I designed it, I can keep the chain hooked to the anchor that I'm going to be using, and most often, like right now, I've got it connected to the 22-pound anchor. And I can leave it connected when I stow that anchor and still get it out. So, and the other purpose of stowing the anchors there is it's a counterweight for the trolling motor that's on the port side of the boat. And when I bought that trolling motor, I couldn't get the longest shaft they had because it was still affected by COVID and nobody had that version of the Minn Kota Riptide Altera trolling motor that I wanted. So I got a 60-inch shaft. I really wanted the 72. So when I built this bracket, I also put a piece of steel coming down on the port side, straight down, and then another piece of steel going horizontal out towards the port side. Can you see my hands moving? Yeah, I guess so. So that gives me a shelf to mount the trolling motor, and it offsets it to the port side, but it also drops it about 9 inches, which is what I needed in order to get the trolling motor in the water at the right depth. So it's a little extra weight. It's a little bit odd because it's hanging down there. It'd be a little better if it was higher, but actually it turned out to be really no problem at all, and it's really works good. The fact that it's down a little bit doesn't really matter that much, I don't think, because even the head of the motor, when it's stowed, the head of the motor is up just about even with the deck because it stows at a little bit of an upward angle. So the purpose of that trolling motor is, one, for fishing. Number two, I want to be able to use it as a bow thruster if I'm ever in a high wind, I'm trying to dock. In fact, I've got that trolling motor up in front, and I got this trolling motor back here, and I don't know if this is going to work out for me, but my thought was when I'm on the Great Loop, I'm going to be docking at places every day, not every day, probably 3 times a week I'll be going to a marina. No, 3 times a week I'll be at a dock, either at a marina or a free dock or a pay dock. Sometimes you pull up to a wall and park for the night. But regardless, I can put both these trolling motors down. I can face, let's say I want to park on the starboard side, but the wind is coming hard from the starboard side. I can put both these trolling motors in, turn them towards the dock, and then I got a remote for each one, and I can basically pin myself to the dock. The other way that I thought that would be helpful is when I'm going through locks by myself. I can basically pin myself to the side of the lock with the 2 trolling motors, or just one, but 2. And then that gives me a chance to get up out of the cockpit, get the ropes tied up to the bollards on the not dry dock, but lock, or the dock, and actually I haven't even used them that way yet. I just mounted this one yesterday anyway. It's the first time I've really had it on the boat. So maybe it'll be a fallacy, but I think it should work pretty good. The other reason that the other use for that trolling motor up in front is even today when I was getting ready to go out and troll, I just put that trolling motor on GPS lock, and it swings me so that I'm facing the wind. And, it just allows me to work on something or go below deck and not have to worry about hitting something or drifting into something. So that is probably the most handy thing, because I'm going to be doing the Great Loop solo, and there's going to be plenty of time I'm going to have to go to the bathroom, or something's going to make lunch, whatever, go down and grab something to eat. Not maybe make lunch, because you don't want to sit with an unattended cockpit too long. But anyway, just go down and grab something to eat, whatever. And I can put that thing on GPS lock. The other thing that works good is if I put the sails up, I can lock that, set the GPS lock, and then the boat will turn right into the wind, which makes it much easier to put the sails up. Probably more importantly, if I ever have the sails up and I got to get them down fast, that GPS lock face me directly into the wind will make it much easier to get those sails down by myself. Now, like right now, I'm using the trolling motor to troll for fish. There's a long story that I'll tell someday when I've got some people in chat, but I would say that motor, without a shadow of a doubt, saved my life once already. And it's a really, it's going to be a good story to tell, but I don't want to tell it unless I got audience. So if there's anybody lurking in there, let me know. Maybe I'll tell it. So, now the problems I've had is the last 4 times I went out, that trolling motor, something went wrong with it 4 times in a row. One time, it was because of one of my 2 12-volt batteries that are in series running that 24-volt trolling motor. One of them went down on voltage. I don't know why. I thought I was having a battery failure, but it seems to be holding now good. That was one. Second one, the remote lost. It said motor not found. And I had the motor down at the time. So then the next time, then I shut the motor off, turned it back on, and it was fine. I was able to stow it, and no problem. I don't know what the problem was, and I don't know what the solution was. Now the third time, it lost its way, and it wouldn't stow, so I had to call Minn Kota, and they helped walk me through a procedure where we got it it found its location, and then it was fine, and it worked. And then the next time I took it out, same problem, lost its way, and actually when it lost its position, and instead of having the propeller for stowing, instead of having the propeller facing port, the propeller was facing starboard, and then it tried to stow, and the propeller hit my anchor roller. And it's the same problem. It lost its location. So maybe I called Minn Kota again yesterday, and we reset everything, made another adjustment that might help it, and we'll see if it does it again or not. But at least I have the procedure now to do it myself, and I don't have to. Minn Kota service is really good, really, really good. But it takes about at least an hour to get somebody. You're on hold. So, so that's the front trolling motor, the back trolling motor. I've got my live scope. Ooh, we lost the camera. Which one? We lost our upper camera, so I'm going to change the scene. And we'll go to... Oh, not that one. How about that one? Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We're at 20 feet of water, and we're in 32 feet of water, and our bait's at 20. So we could go down a couple more feet. And you can see the ball. It's about 3 feet behind the boat, and it's at 20 feet deep. So there, I'm going to go down to about 21 or 22. Okay, so now, let me lower this camera and see why this is happening. Shouldn't be out of battery already. It's on. So let's just try. Oh, there, look at that shit. Okay. Okay. Did I lose it again? Nope, we're good. Just gotta swing it around somehow. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we're going 1.4 miles an hour. Both poles look good. No fish on them. We're holding course nicely. Okay, so let's talk about this aft trolling motor. I already talked about pinning myself against the side of a dock or the lock with it. But I also, originally I was going to put my live scope that you've got on the screen right now, I was going to put that on the bottom of the trolling motor. And then I was going to use the trolling motor to turn the live scope. And I didn't. I built this PVC system here. It's one PVC pipe inside of another. You can see that. No, you can't see that. Gosh darn it. Let's go here. Okay, so here's the PVC pipe. This is a 2-inch. This is an 1.5 inches. And see, I can turn the inner one. In fact, there we go. So I can turn it, like right now, it's turned so that it's pointing about like, can you see my hand? It's pointing a little bit to the port side and back so that it's looking at the ball that's hanging down behind the boat here. And I can see it in the live scope here. So I have two purposes for that trolling motor, one for the live scope, one for docking, well, three purposes. And then I can also just troll with it, and I haven't tried that yet. One, I have to lower, it's mounted on top of my swim platform, and the swim platform has a whole bunch of purposes too. Everything I do has 2, 3, or 4 different purposes. But right now its purpose is to hold the trolling motor up. But I also have a fish cleaning station on this. When I pull this up further, and then I drop that plexiglass, it's hinged down on the bottom here. When I drop that plexiglass, it sits right here, and then I can clean my fish right here. And then of course it's a swim platform. I don't have enough flotation on it right now, and I'm trying not to put much of a load. I can put a load up there because I can actually lift my 50-pound dinghy right up with this with it on top of the platform, or hanging below it, and I can lift it with my winches up here. These are both 2 brake winches. One there, wow, big ass freaking spider, and one here. So I can raise and lower the swim platform, but I can also raise and lower the dinghy. The main purpose of that was for the dinghy. To use that as a swim platform, it didn't turn out to be very good. Like if I was out in the middle of the lake like this, and I wanted to put that swim platform down and then go out and stand on it and jump off or something, or climb up, I need more flotation, because when I'm on it, it's hinged down here, so this side of the swim platform is connected hard to the boat. It's got 4 different connection points. So that's good. But out on the outer edge, I don't want to put all of my weight on these outriggers, these davits. So I need more flotation. I tried it with that much flotation, and it didn't work very good. It was going underwater, and putting too much load up above. So that's the idea behind this aft trolling motor. Now, the other thing about this trolling motor is it's not very hard to take off. I can lift it off. I put it on last night, right the way it is right now. But I also hook it up, put it on my dinghy, and power the dinghy with it. And the idea behind the dinghy is, on the Great Loop, I need to be able to take checkers to shore whenever I'm anchored. So it's a little complicated, and we'll see how it works. So it's a swim platform. It's a motor mount. It's a fish cleaning station. It's a dinghy lift, but it's also a really good dinghy tow bar. So on my dinghy, I've got I've got a 3-point hitch on the front of the dinghy, because my dinghy's pretty small, smallest one I could get, really. It's 8 foot by 4 foot, but and it weighs 53 pounds. But it really wasn't designed for towing, but it does have 3 hooks on the front of it. One, the center one, is probably the one that you can pull it with. The 2 on the side, I don't even know what those are for. Tied it up, maybe. But I worked up a sling that puts pretty much of an even load on all 3 attachment points. I'm getting off course because I'm looking backwards. So, and I've got these great big, what do you call them? Climbing clips, on each side, and I run the ropes through that, and then I bring them up here, and I have some more here, or at least I used to. I tested it all out. It worked really good. Well, I must have brought them both down below. Huh. Anyway, I can pull the dinghy, I can pull that rope up, hook it here, and have it go through those ends there. And then I've got a wide, it's like a tow bar. Instead of a single line going back, I got it all doubled up, so it's actually 4 different lines. And if any one of them break, I still have 3. And so it's not likely to lose the dinghy. And so I can pull that line up and hook it here, and then the front of the dinghy is right below that bar. So when I lower that bar down, or when I raise that bar up, it actually raises the front of the dinghy up out of the water. Not a whole lot, so you don't have a whole lot of load coming from up above, but it brings it out of the water about 1 foot, and maybe 6 inches even. And what that does is it just tows better. It doesn't have as much of a load. It's not plowing in the front because the front is actually out of the water, so the water's hitting about maybe 2 to 3 feet back on the front of the dinghy. So it's not plowing, it's skimming. So when I do that, it's just going to tow a lot easier, and it's very stable. I mean, the thing is rigid. I can back up. When I back up, the dinghy follows me or turns with me, so it doesn't go out and everything. But the other thing I can do is unhook the ropes from here and let them drop back to there. And now my dinghy is back about 15 feet. So I can tow it like most people tow a dinghy. They let them go pretty far behind the boat. So I can tow it like most people do. I can pull it up tight, raise it up out of the water to have it skim the water rather than plow the water. So it's pretty, I'm really proud of it. I just, I can't use it here because my marina won't let me have a dinghy. So I've tested it out down at Kima. Where's our depth? Okay, we're at 20 feet and the water's at 23, so I'm just going to come up a few feet because we're on a high spot here. Where's our wind coming from? You know what, I'm going to go a little bit more downwind. We'll pick up a little speed. I'm at 1 mile an hour right now. That's pretty decent for trolling. Okay, so that's the 2 trolling motors and the swim platform. Now, I've mounted these downriggers for trolling on this side, and then I have a mount over here, but I don't have a second downrigger. I bought this one used for $100, and it's fine. I don't need automatic and everything. And I've spent too much money already on this whole setup. So I'm looking for a second one on Facebook and Craigslist, but I don't even want to pay $100 for it. I'd like to get something even cheaper. Find one just like this. This is a Scotty manual. Find one just like this, because I already got the plate for it. I did find 2, and the guy didn't even have a plate for either one of them. But he wanted $200 for the 2 of them, and there's no balls, no weights, no clips, no mounting brackets. It was nothing but in other words, they were stolen, right? Somebody came up to a boat, pulled these off, didn't take the mounts, and ran. So I wasn't going to buy them. Too much money anyway. Now these seats here serve multiple purposes. I got so much shit on them I can't even really sit on them anymore. But you know, if you only have one person on the boat, I don't need to sit on them. And actually, the main reason I bought them is because I was going to get a complete enclosure for this thing, and I haven't. It's too expensive. Not even sure I want it anymore. So first step was to buy the seats because you needed to have the seats in order to put the enclosure on. But I thought the seats would be handy anyway to sit on or climb on or do something. I actually do stand on them when I'm working on the solar panels up above. So, you know, they serve that kind of purpose. But like on this side, I've got my pole mount on the seat. This is for I put the pole in here, but this was actually for my dock pole. Then also I have my plants mounted on the seats here. These are Malabar spinach plants, not growing very good. I got some at home that are doing fantastic. And there was a reason I had 3 planters, this one, that one up there, and this one. And when I took them from home this spring, these plants were not doing good, and I was just hoping they would recover. But they didn't, so I just don't have, I keep forgetting to bring seeds. But these seeds here I could plant. Yeah, I don't need to bring seeds from home. I've got seeds right here. So let's try putting some seeds down in here. And then we'll put some coffee grounds on top later. Yeah, that's something we could do right now. These are prolific growers. I mean, you never even really have to replant them. They just keep growing from their seeds that they drop. Okay, this is cool. Malabar spinach. Now, if these were growing good, they'd be beautiful, bright green leaves. This thing would probably be covered in them right now if it was growing the way they should. But anyway, these plants were compromised. They might have froze. I don't know what happened to them, but they're... I'm picking some of these seeds, but they're really not... You can tell when they're ready to pick. They kind of fall right off in your fingers. Okay, so we'll reseed these and see if we get a fall crop. So anyway, got them mounted here. Here's my fillet knife for when I'm cleaning fish on the fish cleaning station. Let's clean up some of this shit. And then, of course, I got my downrigger mounts on the seats. Here's my camera, my 360 camera, where I typically put that. We're picking up speed, 1.5, I can tell, because the downriggers howl. When I'm at about 1.5 miles an hour, the cord is vibrating. Okay, so then the other thing that the seat does is I've got this vertical here, which is my aft end arch for the solar panel. And then here's another one, support for my davit lift. That's mounted to the seat. So we're talking about the purposes of the seats. I guess another purpose is I roll up all of my wire and keep it underneath the seat so it's in the shade. Holds the net. So those are the multi-purpose seats. Oh, yep, here's another vertical for the solar arch, but it also mounts my, what do you call it? God damn it. I'm not thinking clearly today. It's my grill. Jesus Christ. Anybody in chat? Is there any doctors in chat? Maybe I'm just getting old. Could be. 69. All right, so that's the story behind the seats. Now up here on the console, can you see the console? Yeah. So this is a GPS map Garmin. That one's got the live scope on it. This is an Eco Map Garmin, and you can't see it because it flickers in the screen, and I cannot stream this model of Garmin, but it's an Eco Map, and I have a traditional sonar on the right side, and I have a side view sonar on the left side, so it's like a split screen. Ooh, our depth is changing quickly here. So we're going over a bump, but that's where a lot of fish like to hang out, on the edge of the bump. They call it a ledge here. Actually, I didn't need to bring this up. Go back down to 20 feet, or a little over 30 feet of water. So another dual purpose thing are these white 1-inch thick, and I forget that there's an acronym for that kind of plastic. It's a marine plastic, polymer or something, PBZ or something like that they call it. It's 1-inch thick. It's pretty strong. It's fairly easy to drill. I wouldn't call it rigid like... It'd be hard to bend it, but I think it is possible you could actually break it off. But anyway, I use that to get some offset out a little bit wider. It's not wider than the edge of the boat, but it's wider than the gunnel up here, so that I could get my Ocean South solar arch a little bit wider. For one thing, I wanted to be able to clear this bimini, so the bimini can go up and down inside of the solar arch. And so the way I did that was I cut this plastic out, and it's odd shaped like this because this track comes right back to this edge of it, and then I needed room on this edge to get the rope on the cleat. So the way I mounted that is by using the 4 bolts for these winches I added. So again, it's dual purpose. It's mounting the winches and it's mounting the solar arch. The winch is dual purpose. It's a winch, plus it also holds the whole assembly down, sandwiches it to the gunnel. I mean, that's the way you mount the winch anyway. You drill holes through the gunnel, and then you drill a 2-inch hole here on the side, and then you can put the bolts in from underneath, or the nuts. I can't remember if it's bolts or nuts. So again, that's a dual purpose. Now, this is a little bit rinky-dink, but it works good. And these aluminum bars here that I have, one here and one over here. This one's an angle because I needed a little bit different setup. This one's just a flat bar. And I got a U-bolt here, a U-bolt here, and then a U-bolt to the stanchion. So this solar arch is steadied by these aluminum bars. And it ties it in to the stanchion, which is really solidly mounted. And then the seat is also mounted to the stanchion. This is part of the boat. This is part of the seat. And then the seat comes down and mounts down here, and it also mounts here. So it's got a 3 feet mounting system. And then this bar right here came with the boat. This is just another arch that's here, and it's for up on the top of it. There's a roller on these 2 bars. There's a roller, and then when you lower the mast to put this on a trailer, the mast comes down and lands on that roller. So this is with the boat. All these other vertical bars, this one, the solar arch on both sides, all of those I installed. And it was all to build not just a solar arch, but a place to mount my dinghy lift. Now, so the dinghy lift itself, the aluminum bar that goes from this arch in the back to the arch in the front, that ties both arches in also. Ties them in so that they won't be moving forward and back. So basically the whole dinghy lift and the solar arches have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vertical bars coming down. So the whole thing is really pretty stable. And it got tested because I had the dealer working on my motor here, and I don't know what happened. I believe it's something that happened when they had the boat. I don't think it's something that happened when I had the boat, because I didn't do anything that would have caused this. But somehow this got hit. Maybe they were bringing it inside of their garage, and I didn't have the solar panels on it when it was there. So somehow it got hit, and this piece of plastic here, I can unscrew that and take the arch right off. But it's also, there's a chunk of plastic that goes up inside of this tube on all 4 legs, and they're crimped in there. And somehow this thing got hit, and it pulled those 4 plastic feet right out. So the solar arch was it really was still pretty solid, because it's got both of these aluminum bars, plus it has these pipes up on top, so it wasn't going anywhere. But somehow it got hit, and I suspect it got hit maybe backing it into a garage, into their shop. I didn't even tell them about it. I didn't complain, because basically it really exposed the weakness. So what I did was, it was kind of hard to get these plastic pieces back inside of there, because it was crimped. The pipe was crimped down onto and that's hard plastic. I mean, that's solid stuff. It's not cheap shit. But anyway, because I did drill through it, it's almost a little bit hard to drill. It's not far off from drilling through mild steel. But anyway, I drilled 4 holes at the foot of each one of these, and now I have a bolt through there, so they can't come. Something else is going to break if this ever gets hit again. And it didn't really break anything. It didn't bend anything. It just simply popped all 4 of those feet up, or pipes up off of the feet. Weird. I can't even figure out how it happened. But anyway, what's our depth? We're at 32 feet, and our hook is at 20. We could go down a couple feet. Oops. And I can't see my ball real good for some reason. It's probably because I've turned a little bit. There it is. There it is. Now I can see it good. Oh, what the fuck? We lost the camera again. And I didn't notice it. That's terrible. So let's go back to another view. Let's go to this view, no, this view. Okay, so we're at 32 feet of water. Boat's holding course nicely. We're at about, what are we at? We're going downwind, and I think we're at a close haul. if I remember my terminology right. Okay, so this camera is not reconnecting. So I got to bring the pot liquor down again. Pot liquor, that's an old term that my dad and my grandpa used to say. Pot liquor, I wonder what that, it's like a slang term, derogatory slang of some sort. It means you don't like it. So whoever the person was who used to lick the pots, that person must have been frowned upon. So let's change batteries. That might be why we even lost it. But it's been a while, so what time's it getting to be anyway? It's 11:30. So I need to shut the stream down fairly soon, otherwise I won't be able to edit it later. So what I'm going to do, we can go a little bit longer yet, but I'm going to, when I shut the stream down, then I'm going to switch over and I'm going to put my phone on my chest again and see if I can't get my, wind must have shifted. Okay, so I'm going to tack. As soon as I get this connected. Okay. I'm going to tack. Tacking with the jib sail is easy peasy. Okay, so our camera's back. No, it's not. It is not back because I still have it down. So I have to joggle it once. Okay. Why is that not? Oh, huh. It got in its latch up there. Okay, so that's a tack. Our depth is changing. We're still good there. Okay. We can put this camera back up. I keep hitting the lens on that solar panel. That's like an absolute no-no. Okay, we're back with the living. We've tacked and now we're headed northwest. There's a lot of fish down there. Coffee's still pretty warm. Okay, now the depth is changing a little bit. So I'll switch to putting the camera on my chest, and then I'm going to drive back with it on my chest and see if it'll work now, because it's been working fine ever since I moved it to the HDMI cable. And if it works, then I'm going to go, when I get back, I'm going to try again to catch some bait. And then maybe if I catch bait, I'll go back out this afternoon. Today's Friday. So no motocross to watch today. When does Caitlin Clark come back? I think it's, I don't know, I didn't see any news on it this week, but originally it was the New York Liberty game that's coming up. I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow or Sunday. I like following, last year I watched quite a few games because it was like super incredible what she was doing. This year, I haven't watched any. I did follow her first two games where I could just see the score and the stats. But I was doing other things. I was not diligently watching by any means. And then when they brought in some heavy hitter players on the team, and I thought, well, that's good because they'll probably progress in the playoffs better. But it could also mean that there's not quite so many Caitlin Clark heroics because she doesn't need to, you know. She's got a better supporting cast. So I thought, well, the phenomenal statistics of last year might not continue quite as strongly. And then she got hurt, so. That WNBA league, though, oh my God. I wouldn't watch it if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, 100%. I mean, I never watched it before. I never watched it ever. I started hearing about Caitlin Clark or seeing things on the internet, you know, and I would, you know, you see something 2 or 3 times and you start wondering, well, what's that, you know? And so then, and she was back, this is probably her junior year of college, towards the end of the junior year, maybe the playoffs even. And I don't know, I saw Caitlin Clark probably 3, 4, 5 times, I don't know how many times. And then I thought, well, I wonder what the heck this is all about. It sounds like she's a really phenomenal player. So I looked her up and started just reading about her. I Googled her and started reading about her, and it's like, holy shit. This girl looks like she might be the real deal. And, you know, in that WNBA, there's lots of good players, and there's lots of players that got a lot more experience than her. But there's a huge amount of, there's Caitlin Clark hate, and frankly, it just looks racist. Now, the black players are claiming that the Caitlin Clark fans are racist. You know, so it's that same old shit back and forth. But I guess one thing about all of that is there's probably some of her fans that are racist, and then there's some of the other players that are racist. It's probably somewhere in the middle. There's probably on both sides. But the one thing about it that can't be denied is Caitlin Clark plays the high road when it comes to talking about that or anything else even close to it. She is like a phenomenal interviewer for staying out of the controversy. You know, she'll probably make some mistakes. She'll probably get pissed off occasionally, but so far, as far as anything I've ever seen, and of course, if she does make a mistake, it'll be plastered all over the internet. So even though I haven't seen anything, I haven't seen it plastered either. So I don't think she's made any like really big verbal what do you call it? Faux pas. So anyway, she's a class act for sure. That's all I got to say about that. You know what? We have a depth issue. We're down at 25 feet and the lake is 25 feet. So I just brought it back up to 15. I should always put this scene on when I'm going to bring it back up, right? So I'm at 15 now. I was at 20. And there's a bump in the lake here. Now I'm going to do a little test. And it's probably not going to work. But we're going to go out of live scope. And then we're going to go back one screen. And then we're going to go to charts. And then we're going to zoom in, and I want to see how this chart looks on my phone, because on the iPad, it's way better on the phone for sure. Okay, so we're in 25 feet of water. Uh-oh. We'd be missing reading glasses. That probably means that frickin' things went in the water, and I didn't even notice it. Could mean that Checkers is laying on them. Well, that pisses me off. They're not on my head. They're not on my neck. So that means my brand new $9 pair of glasses are in the lake, probably. So, and I really gotta have them. So let's change scenes to this, and then let me go take a look around here in case they flew off. Occasionally I take them off so I don't lose them, and then I'll put them somewhere. So I gotta go get another pair. I got several pair of them. Maybe it'll be laying here on my desk. Here they are, right on top of I took them off last time I was down here. Let's check out the power. So we're at 166 watts, 190 watts of solar, and we're drawing 177, and that's because I've got the refrigerator on the inverter. And we're down to 86% after about 2.5 hours. So we're doing good on power. Okay, now the test is I want to check out these charts. And what I'm looking for is a bump in the lake. So what I'd love to do is just follow the ledge around the bump. 25, 20. Okay, so there's a 5-foot bump. I'm going to try this. Where am I? Okay, so that means I got to turn port. What I want to try to do is follow the ledge between the lower water, the deeper water, and the shallow water. And it's only a 5-foot depth change. So it's not very big. And I don't think I'm going to be able to turn the boat while I'm sailing far enough to port to follow these ledges. I'd have to start up the motor, which I'm going to do soon anyway. In fact, let's do that. I'm going to take the sail down. And then we'll start trolling back towards the marina. So we got a little bit of sailing in, and usually I'll go a lot further sailing. Okay, let's set the autopilot. How's my scene? Should be good. Okay, so we'll drop that sheet there. And then we'll use the furling line to wind the sail back up. Oh, that is so slick. And we'll get a wrap around like that. Go around the winch 3 times. Lock it. Now we can lock the sheet. You always want the sheets and the furling line locked, because if you ever get a wind, it could unravel that sail and you end up with a sail out in the marina while you're at home or something. That actually happened to me once. 2 guys came over. It was a big storm. 2 guys came over, tried to roll it in and couldn't do it. And then later on, 3 guys came and tried to roll it in and they got it. And that was, I think it damaged my furler that day too. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, so we were off course. That's why that was beeping like that. Okay, so now let's start the trolling motor. Motor not found. You better work. It's working. Oh, that would piss me right off. How's our lines look? Not good. What I mean by not good is they're not behind the boat. So we'll get out, get the boat moving, get the lines behind the boat, then we can start the big motor. Okay, so let's put these reading glasses up here. Now, I don't know if you can really see that very good on the screen. Okay, I'll just hand steer this a little while. You can see that line in the screen. No, you can't, because I don't have it showing. Okay, so let's go to this scene here. And then I'm going to start switching over to putting the phone on my chest. And to do that, where did I lost one of my, here, this one. Dang it. Okay, so now we're going to unplug this and plug this in. Okay, so the Hollyland, we have to turn it up. Yeah. You're right, I wasn't watching where I was going. Woohoo! A little bit off course. Just a little. You know, just a little. Like maybe a lot. So when I'm steering with the trolling motor, it can get off course like super fast. Okay, now I gotta pull this out and I gotta turn it on.
Friend, I saw your channel and noticed you are posting great content. However, you need more followers and views to increase your engagement and achieve verification or partner status within a month. I can help you get 25 subs in 3 days, which will get you closer to earning $1,000 a month. Feel free to contact me for more information. My Discord username is Streamlifter. Shintilapenlineal. Message me now so we can get started.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Jesus fucking Christ, this is a piece of shit. Battery's dead already. Oh, they don't last very long. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the motor, make sure I'm not tangled. Okay, then I gotta go below deck and get a new battery. I don't know if this is gonna work out for me. Okay, so now let's turn the autopilot on. Fucking joke. Holding course at least. Okay. Okay, that's working. That's working. Okay, this goes back in here. This will go in here, like so. And I gotta zip this up part way. And metal checkers has got me. Okay, now we'll go to boat apps, and we'll go to helm, and it's sort of working. Okay. Now let's see how long that stays. Okay, so this view is coming from my phone on my chest. So I can see, I'll take this autopilot off now. We're going 0.9 miles an hour. That line looks good, this line looks good. We're in 22 feet of water and we're at 13 feet at the hook. And I can see my live scope on my chest and I'm wirelessly connected. Now whether it stays connected or not, that's the magic. Okay. Trolling motor's off. Staying on. So the purpose of this is so that I can stand up on the bow of the boat and I can turn this so it's looking forward and either fish or throw my net for bait. And I can watch so I can see the bait coming. I'm going into the wind. Usually this thing will, when I'm on idle, it'll go 1.5 miles an hour. But right now, it's going 0.5. And I'm going to go 1.5 miles. That's speed, 1.5 miles an hour. And that's a little bit fast, maybe for catfish, which is mainly what I'm fishing for. But I don't want to get back too late. In fact, I'm already 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. Okay, so I got to get back. I got to shut this stream down at about 12:30. So that my file is big enough to be able to be edited later. So what I do, and I'm not saying I'm good at any of this. I mean, I go out all day long and I get 0 people in chat. I've had like 3 total on about 10 trips. So this must mean that I need to improve this stream to make it more attractive. Or I'm just got bad luck. Like a lot of them I've been doing during the day, during the week, so most people are working, right? And I'm streaming to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I got 25 followers on Twitch, and I got something like 15 on YouTube, which is nothing. So my routine is I go out and live stream like this. Then when I get back, I download the video off of YouTube live, and I re-upload it to YouTube video area. And what that does is it basically changes the URL so that my softwares can use it. When it's in live, it'll say live in the URL, and when it's in video, it'll say watch. So, and that it needs to say watch for some of my softwares to work. Okay, so we're on a ledge right now. Oh, don't tell me. Is this thing acting up again? It is. I don't think we're on a ledge that's that steep. I think my live scope is at an angle again. This happened last time I was out. So you can see my line. Because I've raised this up, I get slack in the line. So you can see that drooping back like that. So I don't think we're going up a hill like that. I think my live scope is at an angle again. So let's try changing to, we'll go to sonar setup, we'll go to installation, we'll go to orientation, and let's go, we're on down now, let's go back to forward. Crooked. God damn it. So it must do that over time. It's on whatever, when it's on for a certain amount of time. There's our ball. It's at 10 feet. Water's 22. So something's wrong with this live scope that's causing that. Yeah, because over on my traditional scope here, we are going uphill a little bit. No, and actually we're going downhill now. Funny, I don't see any fish either. Let's go to auto. What? Oh, fuck me. Okay, so there's less prominent. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about something before this distracted me. I was talking about streaming. Oh yeah, my process. So then I download from live to my computer. Then I upload back up to YouTube video, and then I can turn that video on. Then once it's playing, I copy that URL and then I paste it into my AI software. And the AI software creates all the EOS, not EOS, SEO tags, and it optimizes the video, improves the quality of it, and then it also will create a thumbnail, and then it will create clips and shorts. In this software, a short is 1 minute roughly, and a clip is 2 to 10 minutes. So then what I've been doing is uploading the shorts to YouTube Shorts, but I also upload them to LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And once I've done that, and I've got it up in, I have my shorts in the YouTube folder, the shorts folder on YouTube. Then I actually optimize them again. The first software is Taja. Then the second software, I'm not going to keep all these softwares forever. Right now I'm just learning and trying to figure out which one I like best, and then I'll cancel something later. But the second software I use is Opus. And Opus seems to do a much better job. I get much higher views on my shorts when I process them in Opus. Now, Taja, I get like, I don't know what I get, something like 10 credits a month. And it takes 1 credit to make 30 clips, and maybe I usually end up with anywhere from 3 to 10, 30 shorts and 3 to 10 clips. And the clips are longer. So then what I do is, because I've got some credits in Opus, I pull those shorts back into Opus, re-optimize them. I throw some B-roll in them using Opus, and then I repost them back to YouTube, and then I get a much higher view count. I usually get anywhere from 2 to 5, well, maybe 200 to 2,000 views on my shorts once they've gone through Opus. Okay, so I'm going to lower this again because we're in deeper water. We're in 25 feet, and our ball is at 10, so we're going to go down to about 15. Starting to see some fish. So then I re-optimize the shorts. Then what I do is I take the clips out of Taja and I pull them into Canva, and then I try to summarize, try to take a 3 to 5 hour long live stream, and the clips that are 2 to 10 minutes long are highlights that the AI thinks are going to be interesting. So then I'll string about 30 minutes worth, maybe an hour. I try to keep it down to 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes worth of these clips. And I put them into Canva, and then I can create transitions, and I can put a thumbnail on it, and then I repost that in YouTube. Oh, the original live 3 to 5 hour live session that I uploaded to YouTube, I'm now starting, I used to just leave those in there public, but now I'm starting to make them private because I think somebody pulling up a 3 to 5 hour video in YouTube is just going to be a huge turnoff. So I put those private, and then I re-upload into YouTube my Canva edited, well, it's Taja optimized and created clips to Canva edited, and then from Canva I download it to my desktop, and then I re-upload it to YouTube video. So then I have a condensed set of highlights coming from my long form stream. And I'm not any good at any of this stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna give up, or at least not for a long time. and I'll just keep learning. I've got to learn how to fish. I got to learn how to sail and boat. I've got to learn how to stream. I've got to learn how to edit. Yeah. I've got to learn how to catch bait. And I've got to learn how to do two kinds of fishing. One is trolling, and the other is standing on the bow like a normal bass boat does. So that's sailing it. I get pretty far down this lake pretty quickly, even though I'm only going a little over a mile an hour. It takes quite a while to get back. So it's 2:12 already. So I'm going to shut this stream off at 12:30 because I believe that's the 3-hour mark. And then I'll start it back up after I get to a place where I can start trying to get some bait fish. So my live scope is now on my chest working, so I can see the live scope on my phone. So when I'm standing up on the bow, I'll be able to see the live scope both for fishing and also for looking for bait. I'm going to watch where those guys go. So I just never see any of the, that's a guide boat right there, fishing guide. And I never see those guys. I don't know where they go. They take off out of my marina, and I never see where they end up. And of course, you know why I want to know where they end up, of course. Because when I get some bait fish, that's what they use is live bait. Once I get some live bait, then I can start fishing like the pros. Well, it's more than just get the live bait. I also got to figure out how the pros fish. Yeah. Yeah. Figure out how the pros fish. Okay, I don't know what they're doing over there. Well, they're still over there. I wonder if they're going to fish there. You don't see that too often. I don't know why you don't see that too often, but there's a jet ski pulling a tube. How fast are we going? 1.3. They sure seem to be fishing over there. Huh. I've been told that the way to fish for these striped bass is you have live bait on with a weight, and you run the weight. We just lost a camera. I'm not sure which one. Yep, we're running out of battery, so we'll take this off. Ow! And we'll switch the battery on it. I don't know. Well, the battery's still charging. I have this hooked up to my 110 volt inverter downstairs. So all batteries are charging on this system. Go there, and we'll go there. What's okay? Okay, what? Wind's picking up pretty big. Okay, there's that, and we're back on. That's pretty fast changeover, huh? See if I can see what this guy's doing. I don't see a fishing pole. Just standing there looking at the water. Almost looks like he might have his motor cowling off. Okay, we're getting pretty shallow. We're at 15 feet and the water's 25.
Friend, but I see that your channel needs an audience to watch your stream so you can start earning $24 per hour with Kick, with which I can involve your channel to get 3,000 followers, 200 views, and many chats to associate with Kick. So contact me on Discord now for more information at Jibro_123.
How fast are we going? Let's go a little faster. So this is holding good now. Now I'm wondering if it shouldn't be the distance. This wireless Hollyland wireless connection. It's got a transceiver and a transmitter in my bag and a receiver down in my streaming box, and it's supposed to be good for 1,300 feet. Now this morning when I was trying to do this, I'm standing up on the bow and I'm losing it constantly. So it seems as though the longer I have this on, and then maybe it has to do with rebooting a couple times, which I've done, all of a sudden the chart plotter connected Wi-Fi to my phone, or to, let's see, it's connected. We're going from the chart plotter to the phone, and then the phone to the streaming system. And from the phone to the streaming system is wireless, Hollyland technology, but from the chart plotter to the phone is Wi-Fi. The chart plotter's got a Wi-Fi sending unit in it, or a hub, modem, something. We're going 1.4, that's good. Yes, I don't know what it is. I've had some live streams where I had 2 or 3 people on, and that was, what was I doing? It might have been on iRacing. But so I got all these chat bots that come in, and they want me to pay them to help me get viewers, subs, and everything. And I did talk to one guy, and he wanted $200, and he promised that he would get 1,000 followers on YouTube, or subscribers. And he wanted $200. Well, I'm a little tight on money right now, so I don't want to do it. Plus, I don't trust him. What I'm going to try bringing this up. And then I'm going to bring it back down. That did not fix it. Or did it? Possible it fixed it. But we've been 25 feet for a long time. If I go behind the boat, it's down around 30 feet, and we were never at 30 feet for a long time. So that's still a slant. That's not real. The other weird thing is I never see any fish anymore on my traditional. What the fuck is up with that? Clear view. Now I think I might be seeing some fish on clear view. Let's go traditional full screen. Okay, well, there's a fish. It's 12:30 already. I said I was going to shut this down at 12:30. Well, I could shut it down, but then I could restart it. Let's do that. Ooh. I think I'm going to run out of battery on that. think my live view is almost dead on battery. Oop, there, now it's charging. So I pressed the button on the battery, and that got it charging